Hello, Scorpio, sun, moon, but especially rising sign. The month of July 2023 is full of change and exciting developments in your work and career space, as well as a glow up in your significant marriage type relationships or client and business relationships. We'll get into the details of that shortly and go through the month in chronological order. But before we do, if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. I am a Western tropical zodiac astrologer using the whole sign house system. Now, if you're new to my channel and you haven't liked or subscribed, and after you watch this video, you like what I'm up to, please do so. I have a promotion going on. I'm going to just get it out of the way right away. I'm giving away something for free. I'm giving away 12 videos times 60 minutes each for all signs predictions for 2023. This is the all signs bundle, normally $47 and now free. Free if you sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, which you can get a weekly dose of forecast emails from me every Saturday, and you will probably love it. But if you don't, unsubscribe, go ahead, don't stick around. The good news is that you get the free content anyway. When you subscribe, there'll be an email in your box, a welcome email, and it'll give you access immediately to those 12 videos. And you can listen for your own sun, your own moon, and rising sign, as well as your friends and family. Check it out. So let's get going and talk about this sky for you. Let's go to the very, very beginning and move to the very end of the month and do a chronological sky read for you. Remember, astrology is here to help you navigate your sky. It's not here to predict what will happen. In your first house, Scorpio energies, most accurately, Scorpio, you just want to remind you, you've been going through this deep transformation of the nodes of fate, changing, going through the sign of you since, well, all of 2022 until July 18th this year. You're just coming out the other end of a wash rinse cycle, and you're just going to dry off from that intensity of the last 18 months. But what that also means is that there's something new in the sky this month. On July the 18th, the nodes of fate move away from you and they enter into a new part of the sky. And where they head off to in their brand new iteration is they move into the signs of Libra and Aries. And that's no longer all about you, but all about parts of your life that have to do with your work and health routines, your self-undoing and addictions, your finances regarding debts, your energies surrounding leases and rental properties and pets, and a bunch of other things like that. That's a new area of influence. But as this change occurs, you're going to feel this square called a Pluto square the nodes event energy between the 18th of July and the end of August, in which Pluto at 29 Capricorn, now retrograding, will square the nodes of fate. This is going to be Pluto retrograding back into your third house, trips, travel, neighbors, siblings, etc., local environment, and retrograding there, where he's been, by the way, since 2008, and coming into the bending of the nodes of fate, the square to the nodes of fate in your 12th and 6th house axis. These axes are metacosmos houses. They can be very spiritual, maybe much more of an inward feeling of something you need to reconcile on July the 18th to maybe the end of August, as it pertains to sibling relationships, journeys and travel, local neighborhood that you may not want to stay in, and things to do with the work environment and your health, as well as your ability to undo the self-sabotaging that you may engage in unconsciously in your life as you fall away from yourself in sabotaging strategies. Now, this is a long story that takes 18 months to fulfill around sabotage, work, health, but Scorpios, this is also a tense time where Pluto gets involved during the middle of July through to the end of August, where you're coming into a bit of a critical, crucible turning point. It may incite you to wish to change your neighborhood, to change something profound about a sibling relationship, to change the way you engage in something online. I'm giving you third house delineations here. If you're into communication and writing, there goes a crow for you, Scorpios. This could also be some kind of writing, communications, breakthrough, turning point energy regarding a writing project as well during that window of time, especially if it's connected to something that's deeply meaningful to you as a work that becomes a point of service in the world. Now, moving into more chronology about the way the sky unfolds over the next month, let's start off with the Mercury in the heart of the Sun cazimi that's happening at 9 degrees of Cancer. That cazimi is going to be very positive, and it's going to be like a divine download, a big synchronicity. A new seed is being planted from a divine energy that's going to be positive because of a sextile to Saturn and a trine to Saturn, and a sextile to Jupiter at the very same time as July 1st and 2nd cazimi. The cazimi in Cancer is occurring. Did I just smack? I apologize. The cazimi in Cancer is occurring in your 9th house. This is a spiritual house. It delineates father figures, your relationship to God, the meaning of your life, religion, and spiritual belief, but also book publishing, foreign lands and travel, court matters, and academia. All of those are having some synchronistic yay moment on July 1st and 2nd, with some support from Jupiter in the house of legal contracts. It's particularly good for getting a book publishing deal, a contract for a book, July 1st, 2nd, a legal agreement squared away positively. Some foreign land journey with a significant other can be formed or taken or created around that time, as well as the trine to Saturn in the house of children and romance, entrepreneurship, and creative projects. So that can involve your children, it can involve a lover, it can involve a significant other in a very positive momentum around July 1st and 2nd. That cazimi is starting a new seed, though. It doesn't mean that you see all of the results right away. When a Mercury's in the heart of the Sun, he's invisible. Give it a couple of weeks to show its face. I'll be doing a whole webinar on this cazimi. If you subscribe to my channel, it's free. You can be a part of that webinar because we're going to meditate and download some insights from a very spectacular cazimi, one of the best cazimis I've seen in a long, long time. Also happening in the sky in the month of July is that just around the 2nd and 3rd, Venus does the first of 3 squares to Uranus. That will be July 2nd, August the 9th, and September 29th. So on July the 2nd, Venus squaring Uranus is a story of Venus sitting in Leo. Leo is your 10th house of career and reputation, and she's been here since June the 5th, leaves October 9th. In essence, you're having a glow up in your reputation and career. During those months, Scorpio, it's a great time for raises, promotions, celebrity, visibility, influence, and having things happen that are lucky for you in your career space. But there's a little surprises coming up here, especially when it comes to finances in the career space or unexpected romance in the career space, July 2, August 9th, and September 29th, with the square to Uranus and Taurus. Now, Taurus for you, the Taurus real estate in your chart. And if I'm talking too fast, slow it down on YouTube. Don't ask me to slow down. There's a playback speed item. Jupiter and Uranus are both in your 7th house of your significant marriage and business partnerships. So monogamous type relationships are involved in the surprise element of Venus square Uranus on the dates I already gave you, the first on July 2nd. So this could be some surprise from your significant other. It may not even be about you. They make an announcement. It delights or surprises you. It's good for them for sure with Jupiter there. It may also, though, give you a feeling of tension or grit regarding things that are happening in your workspace. Like they say, honey, I got a job promotion, but we have to move to Siberia. You're going, wait a minute, Siberia? I'm doing so well in my career. What are you talking about? So there's that tension and surprise element July 2nd. Look for the long arc of August 9th and September 29th to fulfill the full story. Now, in the month of July, we're going to have some planetary changes. Let's start off before we get there with July 7th to 10th, in which Mercury forms a flowing angle to surprises that can happen from your marriage house. On July 7th to 10th, Mercury with that Mercury, before he gets to Venus, Mercury's still sitting July 7th to 10th in your 9th house of foreign lands, court, and legal matters, and sextiling Uranus can be some yay you moments regarding legal agreements, vows, and contracts to do with anything to do with courts, publishing, academia, getting an acceptance at your favorite school or something, or things that your main partner is going through, and it may even involve legal matters or foreign travel. But it's a positive and exciting shift of energy that's good for you in a flowing way. However, Mercury is also opposite Pluto. At the same time, there is a sextile to Uranus. Pluto is in that 3rd house, and the tension between Mercury in your 9th house and Pluto in your 3rd house can look like some unexpected difficulties with various things. A writing project that you have to rewrite, tension between a sibling and something to do with a father figure, or a journey or a court matter. But Pluto here is also quite capable in a trine to Uranus, a whole sign trine, but also an effective trine, to suggest there's something good that's trying to happen here, that you may be opening up a corridor here of some opportunity that could be quite auspicious, all right, quite lovely for you. And it may look like an opportunity for you to take a trip, for example, and that trip can be transformative or catalytic. So look for July 7th to the 10th, like travel opportunities as a way to understand that sky. Now, moving forward, with Mercury moving into Leo on July 11th to the 29th, this is going to be a window of time where you're going to be really able to negotiate or communicate effectively from the perch of your visible reputation and career. It's time to take the stage, to be speaking, communicating. It's time to step out in the world and be visible as a communicator, messenger, persuasive, charismatic. Venus is up there. Yeah, you can definitely pull it off at this time. And especially if you are looking for a raise or promotion or some kind of up level in your financial situation with your career and job work situation, you could ask for the raise and get it. This is the time to take that chance, July 11th to the 29th, especially between July 11th and 22nd, before Venus is in her retrograde motion. Which leads us to Mars. On July the 10th, Mars will move into the 11th house. This is where he'll spend 6 weeks. This is a house of good spirit, but it's a house of friendships and groups of belonging. Some of you will leave friends behind. Friends will leave you. There will be some endings and some longer, wider networks of friends. You may even ditch a whole crowd, like, I quit the tennis club or I quit the book club. But you may quit and sever certain relationships during that long transit, or disconnect from an elder sibling, or have a conflict with an elder sibling anywhere from July 10th, add 6 weeks. Mars here can help you change direction in the way you make great gains from your career happen, and also put a lot of drive and willpower and passion into creating great windfalls gains from your career. Mars can also revise, change, cut back, and eliminate unnecessary aspects of what your 5-year plan is or your deeper dreams and wishes are for your life. Now, on July the 18th to the 22nd, Mars is coming into a direct opposition, very tense energy with Saturn. This is Mars, we just talked about him, moving through the sign of your 11th house, Virgo space. And across the way in the 5th house is Saturn. This can be tension between somebody in your romantic life and your friendship circles, even a blowout between those people, or some tension in your children relationships as it pertains to your groups of belonging or friendship circles. There's definitely an elder sibling and tension with your lover or children. Whatever this tension is about, it doesn't last long, July 18th to the 22nd, but it's pretty intense. It's happening at 6 degrees or so of the signs of Virgo and Pisces, your 5-11 axis. So certainly if you're Scorpio rising in the first 10 degrees of Scorpio, it will impact you more directly. Same with your sun and moon degrees. Because the 5th house is entrepreneurial endeavors and creative projects, this Mars opposition from the 11th house can be some tension with some kind of affiliation with a group that's not supporting your project, your creativity, or your business enterprise in some way. And you're having to have a kind of parking brake, gas pedal energy going on here that's very frustrating. So there could be some frustration in that area of your life, especially if you're trying to get your creative project accepted by some loose-knit group of affiliated people of some sort, the 11th house. Venus is going to retrograde in the sign of Leo, and she hasn't done this retrogradation since 2015. This is at 22nd day of July through to September the 4th. Venus retrograding in Leo will be going back over some old ground in your reputation career space. You may have an old job return to you, an old career path come back, someone from an old career job, workspace, return out of the woodwork and message you because Mercury's up there, emails, phone calls, and messages, And yet you could also go backwards in your career to go forward again, or a change of direction in your career. But Venus is a benefic, so I'm looking for this to be more positive than not positive, and Mercury is helping support that as well through good negotiations, communications, etc. Perhaps if you go back to 2015, June, July, August, September, October, you'll see similar career changes to that. I've got a whole Venus video in depth on this energy and a retrograde one coming up soon. So just check out other videos on my channel to go into that a lot more deeply. Now, also, Venus is going to retrograde, and sometimes a Venus retrograde is kind of in the work and career space, like you are going to move back away from being highly visible, take a break somehow, July 22 to September 4th. Maybe you'll be like, yeah, I was like stepping way out there on social media, or I was really high flying in my, doing talks or boardroom meetings, and you're going to like pull it back now, pull it back and move into more of a cloistered time. Maybe it's just a vacation, July 22nd to August, sometime that July 22nd to September 4th. At the end of the month, July 22 to 25, some unexpected, surprising tension around emails, phone calls, or communication resolves itself with a happy ending on July 27th. This does involve Venus. How it starts off is Mercury moving through the place where Venus is, your career space, squares shock and awe Uranus in your legal contracts, vows, business partnerships, client's house, and marriage partnership. So there is this moment of square tension between the god of communication and Mercury, Uranus in the house of those significant others. And then whatever it is that jolts you or surprises you, and it could be a phone call, email, text message, or even a conversation, then it kind of smooths out on the 27th, 28th of July at 28 Leo, by the way, when Venus and Mercury join together in a perfect conjunction and resolve something through communication, negotiation, or deal making. And by the way, it's at 28 Leo. So obviously if you're Scorpio, rising sun and moon, let's say 20 to 29 degrees of Scorpio, this is most impacting you compared to other Scorpios, but it will be felt by all of you Scorpios. Thanks for listening, Scorpio. Don't forget, check out the promotion, get my 2023 all signs videos, 60 minutes times 12 videos for free. This deal is ending on August the 1st, and the way you get it is signing up for my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, becoming a part of that weekly newscast forecast crew where I connect with you off the site, and we get to know each other a bit better because you get all kinds of deals and stuff that no one else gets. But also, this is my yearly gin it up fundraiser, so to speak, to get that newsletter up past this time 3,000 subscribers. I'm at 2,600 at this point. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.